Well, hi. Welcome to Doggy Watch channel. And then today we just went to the press screening of the movie called Operation Undead. So this movie is a co-production between Singapore and Thailand. So this movie is a zombie movie by Mr. Gongkiet Khomsiri, who is behind Kunpan trilogy and more. This movie is about two brothers who has to go to war against Japan in World War II. And then Japan brought something with them, which is zombie. But it is never referred as zombie in the film. So I have to thank the page Review Lele or More Than Enough and Black Dragon Entertainment for this press screening. Well, thank you. So after I saw this movie, I think that this movie has a really good idea of what it's trying to do. But the problem is I think the movie has a lot of flaws in the CGI, the editing, and then the brightness of the movie. If you turn the brightness of this movie up, sometimes you still can't see what's going on. And then the editing is just like many shaky cam. No, shaky cam is not good. It makes you kind of dizzy if you don't have the picture of the action scene in the movie in the dark. I would say the Batman might be the example for you, but this movie is edited faster than that. And then some scenes, the use of CGI kind of like derails the movie. I think the movie works better without some parts. Like, if you focus on the true special effects, not CGI, I think it would work better. It really worked for me in the first half of the movie, but in the second half, I don't really buy it. I think it drags. And I think it keeps dragging and dragging until the end, which is kind of like boring in my opinion. And then it's not boring, but it's like everything is predictable from there. You understand everything that is gonna happen in the movie, and you can predict every single thing that is gonna happen. Let's start with the cons. So I think the CGI, the cinematography in the dark in night scenes, I think there are many plot holes that you can just like write it out. And then some parts I think you might enjoy the movie and then you might be into the idea, the unique idea of this movie. It might click with you or it might not. Depends on your opinion. Let's cut back to the pros. I think the cinematography in the morning is really solid. And then the actors and actresses, I think they kind of carried the movie in the emotional parts. The emotional parts, you feel that, but the fact is that I don't think you feel that enough with the characters. You still feel for them, but you just don't feel it enough. And then the gore and then the zombie parts of this movie, I would say the first half really got me. I think the first half is has some really bloody gore, which can be compared to the fatality in Mortal Kombat. The fact is that I can't say spoilers about the zombies, but I do like the idea, but it just executed in the way that is kind of like weird. It just came out not scary. That's the part. And then when it's not scary, you don't feel scared. You just feel like, yeah, they're just people hanging around. They're just like species hanging around, which is kind of like disappointing for me. The other part that kind of carried the movie is the style of the director. I have watched the Kunpan trilogy, Kunpan Fa Foon, and even Slice, his older movies. I wouldn't say it's like his worst movie ever made, but I think it's like mid tier for me. It is good in the production, but it doesn't click with me that much. I kind of like expected more from the zombie parts. The fact is that I really enjoyed the first half, but I don't really enjoy the second half. I think they do a good job in the emotional moments, but you don't really cry that much. But it is a good time in the first half. And then in the second half, it kind of drags. So this movie is a combination of Thai zombie movies, plus Overlord, plus Dawn of the Dead. To sum up everything, I think this movie is good, but I think the movie will divide viewers. There's going to be people who like this movie, and then there's going to be people who do not like this movie, do not like the way that they go. In my opinion, I'm kind of like in the middle, but leaning into the dislike part a little bit. But that part I cannot spoil. I cannot spoil what is going on in the movie with the zombies. I think the trailer did a really good job in setting up the tone for the first half. But the second half, I would say the second half is kind of like messy, in my opinion. And then I think it kind of like drags. And then you kind of feel bored. Is that you want the things that you want in the first half of the movie, not the second half more. But in the third act, I think it kind of like falls apart with the editing and then the dark scenes, which is like too dark. It's all up to you whether you like it or not with the way that it's going. So, Operation Undead coming soon to cinemas, and then it's out in Thailand in 1st of August. So don't forget to subscribe Doggy Watch channel and Facebook page.